Dr. Tural, a topic which has come up, more and more lately, or maybe lately it has settled again, but that is breastfeeding, not breastfeeding. What's your take on it?
Breastfeeding is still the ultimate feeding choice for the newborn, but formula makers are making it increasingly hard for us to ignore the value of formula, because they study breast milk, human breast milk, time and again to find trace elements and nutrients in the breast milk, and then they copy it. And the formulas today are vastly, dramatically different than formulas we had out there 10 years ago. So the nutritional value, the value that it has for the developmental progress of the child, brain development, brain growth, everything is vastly different than for what we had 10 years ago. So with that, formula is becoming more and more acceptable choice for those parents who don't want or can't fit the breastfeeding into their lifestyle or schedule. Okay. So with that, I would not say formula-fed infants are any shape or form inferior to breastfed babies. Okay. One has to be very.
Go ahead.
One has to be very careful with when they are breastfeeding. They have to continue taking their prenatal vitamins so that the infant would continue getting vitamins. That would be the only way ensuring a baby's proper nutrition. If a mother is not taking their prenatal vitamins, then the infant ends up being undernutrition. Many nutrients and vitamins.
That's an important. Right. Basically, a mom, number one, you mentioned something which they should take prenatal vitamins and should keep taking them, especially if they breastfeed. Otherwise, the baby doesn't get it. We might be talking more about that. Now, let me ask you one question about the breastfeeding. Have you noticed any psychological effects, good or bad, by breastfeeding? Basically, when a child becomes 16, does he or she have more love for mom because he or she was breastfed? Is there any such record or data out there? Yes, no?
Mm-hmm. The bonding of the mother and infant bonding is, of course, superior, better in breastfed babies than a formula-fed baby. But as I said, the lifestyle and then the schedule of a mother would prohibit them from breastfeeding. That should not make them feel as bad parents or mother. That would be still the love is not just one form or shape. Breastfeeding is maybe total breastfeeding time in a day would add up to maybe a couple of hours. There's 22 more hours of the day that they can spend quality time with their infant, and then that would enhance those ties, bonding between the parents and then the child, baby, and that would make up for that difference. But that doesn't mean I'm not saying that they should not breastfeed. If for some reason they cannot, they should not feel bad about it. They should do other things that would stimulate their infants.
Right, and I can see where you're coming from, because even though it might bond a baby a little bit more, and at the same token, we know that there are children who have been adopted at the age of 2 or 3, and they're the most they have the most loving parent-child relationship. And they obviously were never breastfed by that person, and maybe not even breastfed, period. So that just proves that it obviously is not devastating. If you can do it, go ahead, and if not, don't worry about it. Dr. Tural, as always, you're very candid, and you're giving us straight talk the way it is. Thank you very much.